Okay, so today we're going to be taking a tiny look at the new LCQ Studios motocross game called Motocross Chasing the Dream. Now, I do know that we have Reflex playing in the background, but don't worry. We have some of the newer video clips, the newer screenshots, and the information that they shared to us when they shared those posts. So that will be coming here in just a second. We're going to start with the video clips because I think that's what most people get excited to see, and there's at least one really new one and a couple newer ones that if you don't follow the game, you probably don't know about, and maybe you don't even know about the game. And so I'm going to leave a link down to their Facebook page in the description. I encourage you guys to go show some support, and you can follow them and keep up to date with the game because we don't do an update video for everything that they do. We just kind of wait until there's enough information to throw something together. So, like I said, we're going to start with the video clip, starting with this one, and this is one of the newer ones. This was a video clip that they released with the information of their trailer, their first trailer. Now, I don't believe it's a release trailer. I think it's just their first trailer. They don't have a release date yet. Maybe they kind of have a date that they're kind of aiming for, but I don't. They haven't told us anything about an official release date for the game or anything. I think it's still got tiny ways to go, but it's just fun seeing stuff like that, like some in-game footage and whatnot. I mean, it kind of gets you excited and lets you know that they're trying to be interactive with the community and taking community feedback and just showing you stuff along the way. And here's a clip of the two-stroke. Kind of wanted to let that play out for you so you could hear it, didn't want to ruin it. Now, I do believe that was actually in-game, so it was just at an idle. We don't really know what it's going to sound like when the bike's actually moving and revving and everything like that. And I would like to hear the four-stroke sound too. I think it'd be cool to have both of them, and I'm pumped that they got two-strokes in the game. I guess I really didn't know that. I didn't. It's not that I didn't think they would, but I don't know. I'm just glad that they did, and it looks like they really care about their two-stroke sound, so they're trying to make it as realistic as possible. So, I mean, the time it's going to take to make this game is going to take a while. Now, what was this one? This was the newest, I think, video clip that they shared with us. It's kind of an overview of the track, and then if you look closely, you can see somebody playing down there, and I wish we could have seen a bit more. I really wish we could have seen more, but it's just this little teaser, you know. It really gets you excited and makes you wonder what it's gonna be like, and I don't know, it just gets you pumped for the idea of a really good solid moto game, kind of giving us that in-between simulation / arcade feel to it. From what I understand, it's not gonna be as hard as sim, but it's not gonna be quite as arcade as maybe like MX versus ATV All Out. So it's gonna hopefully have that nice combination to where people don't get frustrated because it's so hard, but don't find it too arcadey, you know what I mean? And yeah, so we have one more clip to show you, and this one I find very, very interesting. It's not really new, it's been out a while, but I think there's probably some people here that haven't seen it. It's actually you moving around like off the bike. So when you crash, I believe you're actually gonna have to get up and run back to your bike and everything, and it looks like you can trip over tough blocks, maybe other bikes if you're in the first turn pile up or whatever. I think that's a very interesting concept. Now, I do know that what is it, Dakar? I believe Dakar 18 has that feature where you can get off the bike and all that stuff. And now we're kind of switching over to some screenshots. So a lot of newer screenshots here showing some of the features of the game and whatnot. But I do believe Dakar kind of has that to where you can get off the bike or the quad or out of the vehicle and walk around and whatnot. But they've said that they wanted to do that for quite a while, so it's been in development with this game for before Dakar 18 release. So I think that's such a unique feature because crashing, it costs you, it punishes you, but it doesn't feel like it punishes you enough sometimes. And I know it gets really frustrating. I hate crashing in general. I just hate crashing, but it just doesn't. This will give you that more real feel. I mean, I doubt you're gonna get like hurt if you have too big of a crash, but the fact that you have to get up, get back on your bike, and maybe have to start it. Who knows? Maybe you'll have to start the bike every single time. I really don't know. It just adds to that, especially depending on how far you get flung from your bike, you know what I mean? So just kind of a really interesting feature I think they added. Now, here are some screenshots of some very basic tricks. I believe that they were mentioning when they shared these screenshots here, I believe they said that they were thinking, kind of throwing around the idea of maybe having some very basic tricks in the game, maybe very basic freestyle. It looks like there's a freestyle ramp there too, so some very basic tricks. I don't think it's going to be as elaborate as an MX versus ATV game, but I support that. I really do. I think a majority of people that buy this game are going to want it for the racing experience, not the freestyle, but to be able to do a race or a multiplayer race or whatever it may be and throw a heel clicker or a knack-knack, or I think we saw a Superman there, I think to throw some very basic tricks over the finish line isn't such a bad idea because we see guys doing it now, you know, so to have some basic tricks would be kind of cool. Kind of Milestone sounds like they might be going in that direction slightly with Supercross the Game 2. But yeah, I support the idea of game companies wanting to have some basic tricks in these games, to, even if they're more of a simulation game, just to, because it happens in real life. So if we're going for sim, you know, why not be able to throw some, I guess, very basic tricks. Now, these screenshots are just some shots of in the game track deformation and just kind of what the tracks look like, and they look sick, dude. I cannot wait. Tracks are like the best part of moto games. I mean, let's face it, that's what makes moto games great, is the tracks, the track content, is the, do I want to play on the track more than once? Is there a bunch of tracks? Is there going to be future tracks added to the game? Tracks are what make a motocross game great. I mean, physics do, obviously, but you can have all the physics in the world, but if the tracks suck and aren't fun, what's the point, you know what I mean? So they go hand in hand together, and I think I'm super pumped. I think the tracks look great. The deformation looks pretty good. Now, we don't know exactly how many laps it took to make those ruts happen, or, you know, was that corner completely flat and smoothed off before those ruts developed, or was it like those ruts were kind of pre-made and then you could dig them out a bit more? I'm curious how aggressive, how strong the track deformation is going to be, but just sharing those screenshots in general kind of makes it look like that was maybe a smoothed off corner, and maybe they rode like, you know, 10, 15 laps there, however many, and then that's how deep it got. So the deformation looks on par, and I don't know, I guess I knew that they were probably going to have that, but part of me expected it not to really have that much train deformation. I don't know, I think for a small company of 4 guys, this is insane. They're doing such a good job. I mean, at this rate, if this game, I mean, the game is going to take a while. We have no idea when it's going to release. I think I already mentioned that maybe the team themselves knows, like has an idea, like late 2019. Let's say that they're saying late 2019 they're hoping for it to release. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I mean, I'm fine with waiting 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes to get a really, really good moto game. And I know we talked in a video last week about the motocross game we need and want. I really do believe this game is going to be really, really good. Now, it is only releasing on PC, so they have said that if it does really, really well on PC, they might try to do something for consoles, but as of now, it is only exclusively going to be releasing for the computer. So if you don't have a computer, you have some time to get one before the game comes out. Otherwise, cross your fingers, hope for a good release, you know, and maybe you can get it to come to consoles. I really don't know, but like we were saying, this game looks kind of like, I mean, we talked more about a career that I want to see in particular. It looks like a lot of you guys kind of wanted to see something similar, and then added your thoughts on what you want to see too. And I think this game is going to answer some of those for us, some of those requests that we have. I think this game is going to answer, I think this game is going to do everything that games do already, and maybe answer a few more that we've been asking to see but haven't gotten yet. So that's what makes me really excited. It also just excites me that the fact of a team of 4 people can do something like this to this scale. I mean, motocross is a very niche area and a kind of a niche game, but I don't know, man. The game looks really solid. We just need to get some like actual gameplay, like see somebody running a lap in third person or even first person. I know we saw a bit of first person a while ago, but they seem to have gotten rid of that. But we did do a video on that showing the first person cam where they were kind of throwing a whip and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious to know what you guys think. What are you excited for? What do you think it's gonna be like? It says that it's supposed to be kind of a cross between a a simulation and an arcade game. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. If you know something else that I don't know about, share it with the community here. Again, I will leave a link down to their Facebook page if you are curious about it. And I would encourage you to go follow them. Show them some support, guys. They're working really hard, and like I said, they have commitments way outside of doing the game, but they're very much still working on it. And every time that they leave for months and months at a time and people think, is this game still happening? They come back and reassure us that yes, this game is going to still be happening. It's still being worked on, even if it's just, I think they said, even if it's just like one line of code or something little here, something little there, even if it's just a little bit, they still are making progress towards a finished game and a full release, or possibly a beta. We don't really know. Maybe, maybe we'll get a beta testing period or something like that. So yeah, that's all we have right now. Again, share your comments in the comment section if you know something else. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. And until the next video, take it easy.